Good morning. Happy Aries season. Today we are reading from the Awaken Tarot. I am so excited to bring you guys our Aries reading. This reading is for the collective. It is valid for you when you find it, even if we are not currently in Aries season. But if you're listening to this in live time, we are just about to hit the spring equinox. We're just about to hit Ostara. And this is our collective message for what we need to know coming up in these next few weeks. We're starting out here with this Four of Pentacles and the Six of Swords reverse. We're going to pull one more for our overall theme of Aries 2026 with this Three of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so here we've got a call to really make sure that we know what is ours to hold, right? We're not taking on other people's stuff. We're not codependently owning other people's time or bodies or attachments or skills, right? We are really clear on what's ours to hold and what's not ours to hold. There has been some resistance around moving on, right? We are just coming out of Pisces season, which is super watery, and that follows Aries Aquarius, right? So we've had a lot of inspiration, a lot of vision, a lot of things that we want to invent and create. And Pisces gave us a lot of feelings about it. But I feel like there's been this resistance of moving forward. There's been this, I'm not ready. It's not time yet. I don't know if I can actually move on and do the thing yet. And so we've been hesitant to create something new. We've been hesitant to form new partnerships. We've been hesitant to join new teams. We've been hesitant to create things, right? We've got this balance, but we're in this limbo space. And Aries season is about knowing what is yours, actually yours to hold, letting go of the things that aren't yours to hold anymore, and allowing what is ready to move on so that you can create the things that you want to create. Let's move these, and then we will look deeper into Aries here. Let's see. So my younger brother is an Aries. There's a lot of Aries energy in my family. Aries is one of our fire signs. There's the Three of Pentacles again. Queen of Pentacles reversed. And we've got Knight of Wands here. So yeah, when I look at this, again, they're continuing this definite block around creation. There's been a block around pulling something in. And this is interesting too with Pentacles cards. Those are earth-based. We haven't been in an earth sign since Capricorn, right? We haven't been in an earth sign since Capricorn. After Aries, we go into Taurus, right? So we have an earth sign coming, but that's not until the end of May. The second half of May is when Taurus starts. And so we've got this interesting relationship right now with the tangible, with the things that we can hold. It's like you have been trying to create new opportunities, new attachments, new teams. I really feel this sense of camaraderie here, and that you're learning new skills. You're learning how to do something. You're trying to be the apprentice. You're trying to pretend like you're not ready to go to the next level, even though you are, right? You're trying to, I feel like there's a huge part of this collective. If this resonates for you, put it in the comments. There's a huge part of this collective that is really struggling to do the next level of things. And it's because you're in this limbo, right? It's because you are not absolutely sure of how to keep it going. I think there's a part of you that's going to develop in Aries season that's just can we just do the fucking thing? Let's just do the thing. Let's just do it. This is very, very Aries energy, right? When we have Wands cards, Wands are fire. And Aries being one of our fire signs, along with Leo and Sagittarius, there's this drive. There's this really big energy around making sure that you are doing the thing. And so we know, Knights are on a mission. There's going to be some big creative projects that are coming. If you don't take a second and let yourself move out of novice mode, let yourself actually do the thing, actually create the thing, let yourself be at that next level, trust yourself to be able to handle that next level. Your body can handle it. Your body is ready, but you won't know that you can handle it unless you actually fucking do it. So you've got to make the decision. You've got to make the choice to let the attachment go around this old way of being. You are not the novice anymore. You have learned things. It's time to be the teacher, not the apprentice. You know how to do this. Your body is ready. It's more ready than you think it is. It's time to do the thing. Aries is like, let's go, right? That's very, very fire energy. Let's see. This is a big relationships period going into what's going to turn into summer. So now that we're looking at a star when it's actually spring, let's move through this deck, move through this reading, and see what Spirit has for you in relationships. I get asked a lot about relationships. So let's just see. What does Spirit have for our relationships in Aries? Ooh, look at him. Look at that. That's gorgeous. I love this deck. The imagery on this deck is beautiful. So the Knight of Cups is a romantic, right? This is somebody who is very romantic, sensual, somebody who is in touch with what they want, in touch with their desires, in touch with the kind of emotional, intuitive, romantic connection that they want with someone. This could be someone that's already in your life or someone that is coming into your life. For the collective, it really feels like there's a new person coming in. And this may be a Mask of Center person. It may not be. Tarot is less about gender and more about polarity. So while this is interesting here, we have the Knight of Cups and then we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, there's a new conversation coming. There's a new conversation coming that might actually seem kind of erratic. We're not going to be in Mercury retrograde after March 20th. That's when Mercury retrograde ends. So I won't say that it's chaotic in the Mercury sense, but it is chaotic in the air sign sense. It's chaotic it's going to come from what seems like nowhere. And this person's communication, this person's romantic communication is going to seem like a little bit quirky. It's going to seem a little bit like haphazard. It's not going to be the typical way that you're used to receiving communication. So it could come through like a new app. It could come through like I don't know if you're new to dating apps, but it could come through that. It could come through a message on an app that you're not used to. Maybe you're like the dating app king or queen or royalty and you are used to meeting people that way. When you go forward into Aries season, this is a situation that could look like someone approaching you in person when you're not necessarily used to that. So yeah, definite romance energy coming in. I would say that this is likely a new person showing up for most of you. The third time in the same fucking reading. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles reversed again here, right? You have done this before. This is something that I think that you have been trying to create and having a block around. I don't know what's been happening. It could be this same like, oh, I'm just a novice kind of bullshit story that you're telling yourself. We're not going to do that here. This is something that you've been trying to curate, but you're not sure how you fit. I don't know if there's some sort of past trauma around cheating or somebody that had like there's like a third person in the relationship and maybe that was your experience beforehand. This is not going to be like that. This is not a poly relationship. This is like a dyad, right? This is just two people, not a polyamorous relationship, not non-monogamous, not swinging. This is romance. This is something that you have been trying to create. And I think you've had some issues around creating this particular dyad that you want. This just popped out. What is this? Okay, yeah. So the Six of Pentacles, you're creating the structure, my love. You are creating the structure and the framework for you to be able to receive the relationship that you are calling in. Part of creating this structure, my love, is looking at this card repeatedly from the last couple of spreads in this reading. It is time for you to stand up. It's time for you to have your new level. You cannot recognize and receive that new level if you're not present, right? If you're not paying attention. So with the thing here, this whole reading started with the Four of Pentacles, knowing what is yours, knowing what is not yours, right? Knowing what's yours to take on, what's not yours to take on. This is really interesting behavior here too. When I look at this card in the space of a dyad in a romantic space, there's some structure here. This is a thumbs up for structure. There's an internal structure that you've been creating to be able to hold this. I think, like I said, this relationship is something that you've been wanting for a long time, but you haven't been able to actually like sink your teeth into it. You haven't been able to actually call it in as a manifestation. That's changing. You're going to have to allow yourself to receive it when it shows up, not answer this with like, oh, well, it's too chaotic, or they're, too quirky, or they're like, watch yourself here, watch your pattern. Don't let yourself explain away what is showing up that's new because you're operating from old beliefs. That's why you have to start your attachments, start paying attention to what is actually yours, so you're not spending mental energy on everybody else's everything. Yes, you're not letting yourself have enough self-care. Self-care is the bridge to this. So really, things cannot grow with the Empress reverse here. Things cannot grow if you are not giving them energy, if you are not tending them, if you're not nourishing them. This is not a set it and forget it kind of relationship. Okay, this is going to be fun. I don't know that it's going to be super long term. It feels fun. It feels quirky. It feels light. It feels invigorating. It feels like some springtime energy. It could be a new season in your relationship where you are learning how to actually like receive the things that you've called in. But for most of you, this is going to be somebody new showing up in Aries season. This is telling you to take care of yourself. As this shows up, we do this thing in relationships where we often we meet somebody new, or we start a new relationship, and our own self-care, our own awareness of our garden ends up diminishing because we are so entranced by the person that we're dating or people that we're dating. This is something I want you to be aware of. I really want you to pay attention to this, because if you start to notice that your self-care is dipping, that's when you need to look at if this is actually serving you, okay? A solid relationship is not going to detract from your self-care. A solid relationship will co-sign your self-care. A solid relationship will encourage you to be creative in the ways that feed your soul. Aries is super creative energy, right? We have wands and fire energy here. That's a lot of creativity with Aries season. Be really, really choosy about how you spend your energy. Only give energy to things that give energy back to you. And be mindful as you're calling in this new relationship, as this new person shows up. Just because they're new and exciting and they have fun things to say and y'all have good conversations, don't let those conversations detract from your priorities, okay? You need to make sure that you're sticking to your guns, that you're staying up on your self-care, you're getting enough sleep. Do not sacrifice your sleep to talk to this person. Do not sacrifice your self-care to make more time. You still have to come first, okay? He's not the king of cups. He's the Knight of Cups, okay? This is romance, but it's not necessarily, it's not necessarily the end all, the lifetime relationship. It's not necessarily, it could be, but as it looks right now, this is something that's for a season, not for forever. It is coming, and it's coming quickly. When I tell you that it's for a season, I don't want you to be in scarcity mindset. I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I've called this person in and she says it's not for forever, so what the heck is the point? No. Don't do that. Okay, yes, and I am shaking my finger at you. Don't do that. This is a moment where you get to trust that it's coming in, that you can move forward, that scarcity is an absolute lie. You can have what you want if you know what is yours to hold, right? This whole thing, and you being able to maintain this attachment with this person that's coming in for you, the romantic, your ability to maintain that attachment comes with your ability to not believe in scarcity and to take good care of yourself, okay? We have multiple major arcana cards like the Empress and the Chariot together. That's a big deal. That's a big, big deal. Okay, let's clear this. I'm actually going to really shuffle these. Oops. Let's try it again. There we go. All right. One of the other big aspects of Aries season is knowing where to put your fire, right? When we've talked through January, through visionary season, and then through Pisces, through Aquarius visionary season, and through Pisces dreaming season, you've got all these ideas of what you want to do, how to help the world, how to help your community, but and dreams and intuition about it, but maybe not a step-by-step plan. So what are your step-by-step next steps for the collective? Ooh, that almost flipped. What are your next steps in Aries season? What are actually, instead of asking that, what are the big milestones we can look for during Aries season as a collective? The big life milestones we can expect in the next few weeks. During Aries season, what can we expect? Okay, so some repeats of some things we've done before, some not necessarily new journeys, but looking and recognizing a situation that you've walked through before, right? Looking and saying, okay, this is not my first time at the rodeo. I know what I need to move forward. Maybe you have deja vu too, and you're like, I've walked through this before. So your first step is recognizing the situations that are familiar. Recognizing maybe when plans need to shift, or if you are feeling a block around not knowing what to do, right? Remember, Wands energy is very fire energy. If you're feeling creatively blocked, look for ways that whatever situation in front of you reminds you of something that you've already experienced. Use your past experience as information to help you make decisions in the present time, right? If you have done this 1,000 times and it has gone wrong 998 of them, that's information that you need, right? If it has gone right only twice, that's information that you need, right? What about your plans needs to shift? If you're feeling creatively blocked, look at the ways that life is mirroring situations that you've either experienced firsthand or you've seen people that you love experience. Use those experiences to help you make decisions on how you want to move forward. Yeah, because if you're not creating consciously, you will create unconsciously, and you will end up at the end of Aries season not having used this fire in the ways that you want. And if you haven't noticed, fire unchecked is ridiculously dangerous. Fire unchecked is devastating, right? So I want you to be really clear about where you're putting your energy, where you're putting your creativity, because Aries is coming whether you're ready for it or not, right? You don't get to control how the sun moves. And so this is a big ass warning. Okay, again, we have two major arcana cards here. When is the last time that you created without being really careful about it, and what happened, right? What plans do you need to change? What situations, what creativity can you open up by making sure that you're conscious in what you're creating? All conscious creating is being mindful, being choosy, being aware and present, and knowing that the decisions that you make are decisions that you're making from a stable, present mind, right? We're not just on autopilot. We're actually present. You're where your feet are. So your steps in Aries season, notice what feels familiar. You have already done this before. Notice what feels familiar. It's okay if you're feeling creatively blocked. You can get unstuck by bringing presence and consciousness back to where you are. Bring awareness to your choices. The Magician is the card right after the Fool here as well. So we have this in succession, card 0, card 1, right? We have this moment here in between what should start this arc of the major arcana. This is like, hey, the block, there's a purpose for it. There's a block, a creative block. You haven't been able to do the things that you want to do. There's a purpose for it. Life, the cosmos, God, the universe, pick your name here, divinity, I don't care. The thing that is bigger than you has been asking you to bring more consciousness and presence to the ways that you manifest, to the ways that you create. Aries season is doing things season. What is this? Yeah, 5 of Swords. So there's been some conflict. Like I feel like you've been in your head. You've been like, maybe it's conflict with someone else, but I feel like really you've been in your head about what the heck do I do? How do I communicate this? How do I bring this into fruition? How do I bring clarity into this situation, conversation, project, goal, whatever you've been trying to create, whatever you've been trying to manifest, you are not 100% on board with what you're trying to create because you're doing it unconsciously. If you wake up and you create with both feet on the ground and you're present and you're like actually looking at reality, you will be able to get out of this moment of conflict, of the lack of clarity. And I bet you will actually bring in people to be supportive of you, to co-sign the vision, to help, to give resources, all the things. But first, you have to bring your own presence and awareness to what is actually alive, what's going on, and what you want. Okay? Let's clear this. And then we will wrap up. What else do we need to know about Aries season? Final message, Spirit. What does the collective need to know about Aries season? Yes, this is the season of letting go of your self-limiting beliefs, my love. This is the season of seeing the thoughts that you keep on repeat that actually keep you hostage. This is the time to get unbound. It is the time when you will become aware of the things that you do on autopilot. It is the time when you become aware of the ways that you manipulate yourself, the ways that you are being manipulated by your old thoughts and patterns, the ways that you are letting those run your show, run your feelings, run your dreams, run your emotions, run your attachments, run your intuition. The old stories are running your nervous system. The old stories are running your connections. The old stories are being used by your brain and your heart to keep you stuck. And that's just something that our body does because we want safety, right? Our bodies don't love change. Change feels like our cells are expiring, which makes sense that when we change, right? When you have a big period of change, like, oh my God, it feels like I'm dying. You're not actually dying, right? It just feels that way. Yeah. This all leads to, look at this. Literally, this is so wild. This ability to catch yourself in those thoughts and see how they are manipulating you and heal your nervous system. Not be so erratic in your emotions. Get grounded is going to help you create from a more regulated place. It's going to help you consciously pull in the things that you want in Aries season. Yeah, look at, you're going to get balance, right? There's good balance of resources coming. I really feel too that this is an adjustment of how you spend your time. There's some priority reallocation here. And I mean that like maybe financially, but really I feel like it's how you spend your time and your energy. There's also a balancing of skills. You're going to be pulling in this energy here, these 3 cards here represent new skills that you're learning that are going to help you have a balance that serves you in Taurus season, serves you in Gemini season, serves you in all, our upcoming zodiac seasons are just going to kind of underscore this, right? We've been talking about this since literally freaking January with the visionary mindset of Aquarius moving into the mystic of Pisces. Now we're looking at Aries season. We're looking at what the journey is going to look like and why it's happening. So we are learning to spot our old limiting beliefs. We're seeing how those manipulate our emotions, our attachment, our intuition. They can make us second guess our psychic self. They can make us second guess our spirit teams. And ultimately that, if we're living in this space, right, we're not creating on purpose. So Aries season is designed to help you learn how to balance your time, balance your energy, balance your body. There's a lot of doing energy with Aries here. There's a lot of like go, 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 go energy. Like an Aries entrepreneur is a special brand of person. They just get so much done. I want you to be mindful that also Aries can be headstrong, okay? If you are an Aries in your big 3, you know that. But looking at everybody living this, look at this. Everybody living this Aries season. Do not be so fucking stubborn and committed that you refuse to see the things that need to change, okay? Look at the pictures of this. If you refuse to see this, this is how you're going to end up. Okay, I say this with love. You can end up here or you can end up here. You don't have to read tarot to tell me which of these people is happier, okay? Which of these dudes, which of these humans are happier? I don't want you to end up here. I don't want you to end up stubborn and so committed to your limiting bullshit beliefs that you end up here. I'd rather have you end up here, happy, well-regulated, not swimming in the ocean, but grounded in front of it, able to balance, having some fun. This guy's not having fun at all. This is what we want, right? I don't want you to end up so stuck in the mud and feet firmly planted, stubborn, that you cost yourself opportunities like you have been doing. Yeah. Be careful when you make your plans. Be careful when you're looking forward. Honor the creativity that is showing up without forcing it, okay? Yeah, because if you force it, it's just going to feel worse. If you force it, it's just going to feel worse. And also, this, looking at your limiting beliefs is not going to feel fun. Like, let me just tell you, you looking at your limiting beliefs, looking at the things that you think and believe and play on your mind on repeat are not going to feel good. Looking at that and the ways that you manipulate yourself isn't going to feel good. Like, I'm telling you. There is a point though, right? There is a point where it comes into balance. You can't be holding all of this and juggle. You have to let this go. The only way to let it go is to feel it. Or as my friend Tiffany Rowe says, you have to feel, deal, heal. Feel with it, feel it, deal with it, heal it. You have to deal with your shit. You have to deal with your shit. It's not going to feel good, but you'll end up in a much more well-regulated, balanced place if you can actually look at it. The idea of balance has been coming up a lot. I've gotten the Justice card, lots of Libra cards in personal readings this past week. Balance is a very interesting and top of mind topic right now. All right, Spirit, anything else for this Aries season for the collective? Yeah, so look at this, the Death card reverse, right? This is a time of rebirth. This is a time where you have been resistant. Can you focus? This has been a time when you have been resistant to a lot of things starting over, a lot of things starting new, a lot of things creating space for new things to grow, right? And so I want you to encourage yourself that when you see these patterns, instead of looking at all of the things that you're ready to start and just going with the Aries fire, you have to close things out before you can start them. Make sure, my love, that you finish this process. Do not just go, oh, I have stuff to work on. It doesn't feel good. I'm drowning emotionally. I'm not going to work on it, and expect to end up here. You have to actually deal with it. You actually have to put the patterns to rest before you can get here. Okay, it is going to be a transformative, very loud Aries season. I want you to make sure that you are kind to yourself, be sweet to yourself, take care of yourself. If you are coming to class on the 21st, which is this coming Saturday for the Witchcraft for Anti-Fascists free masterclass, I will see you there. If you are coming to our council program that starts May 12th, our Baneful program, I will see you there. I'm so excited for y'all. Yep, look at that. In case we needed confirmation, we are headed to balance. We are headed to a beautiful new season of creating incredible things. Look at your beliefs with flexibility and kindness. Let things restart. Unblock your creativity so that you can be back in balance. Happy Aries season.